What is up guys, Matt the Riff Master here. So today is the day I'm going to be ranking Metallica albums. Now this was really hard, I was thinking about it last night, been giving it some thought, and it's just tough because I don't dislike any of them. So what I thought I would do is do something a little different. Instead of ranking them from 1 through to 10, I'm going to do my top 5, okay, my top 5 favourite Metallica albums for now, kind of thing, because as we know it will always change. My top 5, then the rest that aren't in that top 5 I'm just going to talk about them and talk about why I like them, because I don't dislike any of them. They all do something different for me. I love them all, so that's what I'll be doing guys. Now before I do start, I know for a fact there's going to be everybody's list is going to be different, okay? We've all got different tastes. You know, it's all going to be the same. We know that. But if there is something that say I like or someone else likes and you disagree with it, don't be a douche. Just let us know your opinion. Let us know what you like. Don't go around being a dick in the comments and hating on people because they don't agree with what you like. So we're just having a bit of fun here, so just let us know what your list is, what your favourites are, what you like about them. Just don't be a grade A douche. Okay, so now I've got out of the way because I know it will happen, because I know there are some people out there who have nothing better to do than hate on people who don't agree with their opinions, which is very dickish. So yeah, fuck it, let's go. Okay, so my number 1 out of my top 5 is the Black Album. I love the Black Album. First time I heard it, it was just something totally just legendary and amazing and just great. It was just a great album. One thing that I love, like I love in most albums that I like, is the guitar. The guitar tone was just unlike anything I'd ever heard before. It was a real fat, crisp, chuggy, heavy as hell guitar tone. And I loved it. It sounded great. The songs on it were amazing. Some of my favourites are Sad But True, Unforgiven, Struggle Within, oh fuck it, all of them. They're all great. The drums on the album as well are amazing. The drum sound just sounds great. Overall the album is just a killer album. It's one of kind of the albums that I was listening to early on in days of getting into metal. And it just got me hooked. I just loved the sound of it. I loved the songs on it. And to this day, it's still my favourite. It's still my number 1 on my list. Okay, guys, number 2 is Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All, as you know, was the album that changed it all for me. If you haven't seen my video about changing it all, what the album did, go check it out up here after this video. So yeah, Kill 'Em All, again, it was just something that just opened my eyes to the world of metal and guitar and that kind of lifestyle and that kind of music. Huge influence on my life as far as, you know, being a guitar player, all that kind of stuff. And again, the album is just great. It's probably an old school album, you know. I mean, the guitars I think sound really good. Some people have said that they don't sound great. I mean, you know, it was early, but the album itself is just a killer album. The songs on it are just fast, heavy, thrashy and killer. Just great album. So like I said, if you haven't seen the video where I talk about that and my favourite songs on that album, blah blah blah, go check it out after this video. It's definitely worth a watch, and let me know your opinions. So number 3 is Master of Puppets. Now I love Master of Puppets. It's one of those albums that are just legendary in the world of metal. It's a brutal album. The songs are just, there's some real genius stuff on that album, guitar wise, song wise, and I think it was just aggressive, you know, songs like Battery, Damage Inc., just aggressive, fast. And you got Sanitarium, which is a bit more slowed down, but it's a real deep song with some real deep meanings to it. And it was just an album that I've listened to through the years and just influenced me playing guitar. And it's just a fucking amazing album. I mean, you say Master of Puppets to someone, you just know it's a legendary album. It's killer, it kicks ass. There's not much to be said really. I mean, it's just Master of Puppets, you know. It is a kick-ass album. And again, the guitars on it are really cool, real great guitar tone. Just amazing. I mean, Orion is one of my favourites. That amazing bass line by Cliff. It's just such a legendary album. And yeah, great album. So number 4, I'm putting And Justice for All. This is I mean, and Justice for All for me was an album that I would listen to and I would just think, damn, those guitars. Because as we know, they pretty much cut the bass out of that album. Some people hated it, some people thought it was a good idea. I mean, they did what they did, it's done. I think it sounds good, it made a great album, but the guitars on it are just real chuggy, dirty guitar tone, which me as a rhythm guitar player, I absolutely love. Some of Kirk's work on that album is amazing. Like, for me, the solo on Shortest Straw is just fucking killer. I love that solo. I think it's my favourite solo on that album. And then you got amazing songs like To Live Is To Die. Just that real nice intro, and then like the heavy fucking power chords and chuggy chuggy chug. Then it breaks down into that real nice, beautiful sounding chordy bit, and it's just, it gives me chills every time. Loads of every song on that album I love. It's just a real hard hitting, chuggy album. Another one I love on that album is Blackened. That thing is just fast, riffy as fuck, which is just killer. And it was a great album. Like I said, some people didn't like the fact that they cut the bass out. But hey man, they did it for a reason. It's obviously worked. I mean, I love it. I think it sounds great. Okay, number 5 on my top 5. This is the last one. And I've decided to put Hardwired to Self-Destruct here. Not necessarily meaning I don't like it, because it's number 5. But it's not been out that long. I've listened to it a lot. But compared to the others, not as much. So I've put it at number 5 on the top 5 because, I mean, after a few years, maybe, it'll grow on me, it'll move up the list. Who knows? Maybe we'll revisit this if we remember it in however many years' time. But I've put it at number 5 because it is an amazing album. It's just new. So there's still parts on it that are kind of growing on me here and there kind of thing. Still discovering new things about the songs. So it's at number 5, but it's not because I dislike it. I think it's an amazing album. I think they really nailed it with this album. Yeah, it took 8 years, but damn, I mean, do you not think it was worth that wait? I mean, it was a long time, I get it, but what they produced in that time, I think, was just totally worth it. It had to come out now kind of thing. I think they needed that time just to make it perfect, and I think they did. The songs on it are amazing. The guitar stuff, some of Hetfield's vocal stuff on it is just different. It's amazing. I mean, spit out the bone. Hetfield's vocals on that are just killer. Halo on Fire, when he opens up for the chorus, it's just amazing. It sounds great. It's a great album, and like I said, I just need some more time for it to really grow on me like the others have, and most likely it will move up the list gradually because the list will always change. So guys, the ones that weren't on the top 5, like I said, it's not because I don't like them, it's because I like them and I just didn't know where to put them at all. So I'm just going to talk about them and talk about why I like them and what they mean to me. Okay, so some of these that you're going to hear, there's going to be people that are going to question me and they're going to think, are you crazy? What the fuck is wrong with you? But these albums I love because they have a special meaning to me. Now the meaning to me is different to you, that's fine. This is just what they mean to me and why I like them. So I'm going to kick off and put Ride the Lightning there. Now I know some of you are thinking, oh, why is that not in the top 5? It should be blah blah blah. Okay, I get it. It could have been if the top 5 was the top 6 or something like that, I don't know. But there's nothing against Ride the Lightning. I love Ride the Lightning. It was a truly insane album. The guitar tone on it was different. When I first heard it, I'll be honest, I wasn't really that into the guitar tone on that album, but over the years it's grown on me and it sounds so good, and it's got some great songs on it. I mean, one of my favourites, Fade to Black, it's just an amazing, powerful song. I mean, for me, that song, the build up towards the end, where everything comes in, the double bass, the solos and all that, gives me chills, and I love it when a song does that. It just gets to you and you feel that, you feel the emotion that was put into that song. Then you've got songs like Fight Fire with Fire, which was just 100 miles an hour, ball busting, chuggy, heavy riffiness, which I loved. Then you got the instrumental on that, Call of Cthulhu, real nice song, that clean parts, and it's just an amazing album. Like I said, there's no reason why it's not in the top 5. It's just the top 5 I choose and my top 5 for now. So yeah, Ride the Lightning, a great album. One of the ones I kind of listened to a bit later on as I got into Metallica. I started listening to it loads, and it just really, again, as a lot of them, it just inspired me. Listening to the guitar stuff, I thought, damn, these guys are geniuses. Like, this is the kind of music I want to write. I want to write riffs as fast and heavy and chuggy as that. So yeah, guys, Ride the Lightning, great album, I love it. So next up, okay, let's talk about Saint Anger. Now, yes, I know there's some of you out there that hate Saint Anger. They don't know why Metallica did Saint Anger. It's rubbish, you know, the whole new snare drum kind of scenario. No solos. People hated it, but there's a majority of people that just totally loved it, and me being one of them. I loved Saint Anger. Yeah, it sounded different. The snare drum was real tinny sounding. That's what you do, you try different things. You know, you learn from it obviously, because I didn't keep it. But you try different things. The no solos thing, okay. I'm not a big solo guy, it didn't affect me that much. But the album itself, at the time it was being recorded, there's obviously a lot of emotions and conflicts kind of going on, and all of that went into the music, I believe. The anger, the emotion, all that stuff into the songs, and a lot of them are real aggressive songs. And for me personally, this is why I love Saint Anger, because I really related to a lot of those emotions. I mean, we all suffer with anger at some point in our lives, and for me personally, as well as a lot of other Metallica songs, the old stuff that dealt with aggression, Saint Anger for me, just I could really relate to. I remember I would listen to it and I would just like go somewhere else. It would just make me go to a different place, where every time I felt a bit angry, I would put it on and I'd just crank it up and I'd just get lost in the music. So that album for me is a real important album. It just, every time I listen to it now, it takes me back to those times, and it's just such a good way of dealing with problems like that, like anger, any kind of emotion like that, is through music. Just put it on, let the music just take you somewhere else. So Saint Anger holds a very special place in my Metallica heart, because it's brutal, man. It's heavy, it's angry, and it's just boom right there. Some people don't like it, like I said, that's cool. But because I don't agree with you, no hate. I love it, you don't, that's cool, move on. So yeah, guys, Saint Anger, great album, I loved it. Yeah, I know, like, I think they said that it was something that needed to be done, and for some people, they're thankful that it did come out. Like, for me, yeah, like, the album helped me a lot. So big love for Saint Anger. Okay, so let's talk about Load and Reload. I'll kind of put them in together because they're kind of the same kind of category kind of thing. Load and Reload, the songs on it, it was obviously very different to previous Metallica. Again, I guess it was just them trying something different, but those two albums for me, I just loved. I mean, Load, some of the songs on there, Bleeding Me, another one I really related to. Outlaw Torn's a great tune. King Nothing, Until It Sleeps. So many good songs on that album, and again, people didn't like it. But, you know, they were trying something different, that's what people do. And then obviously, I believe everything that was cut, they wrote a bunch of songs for Load, couldn't fit them on the album, so they made Reload. A pretty cool idea. I think someone mentioned in the comments the other day, if they made a third one to it, it would be called Overload, which was kind of cool, so thumbs up for that, that made me chuckle. But Reload was one album. I prefer Reload to Load, I will say, because the songs on Reload, again, I could relate to, I could listen to, just get lost in the music, get lost in the album. Because I believe, I don't know if I'm correct, I read somewhere that Reload was a pretty dark time for Hetfield, and all of those things he was going through were definitely put into his music, and you can just really relate to it. If you listen to it, instead of just hearing it, if you listen to the songs, listen to the lyrics, you can really relate, you can really hear kind of the struggles that went into those songs, and like I said, I can relate to a lot of them. So it's another album, like Saint Anger, that I really kind of hold close because of the relation to some of the songs, some of the emotions and things that went on to go into those songs. And that's what I love, when you can listen to music and it's not just music, you don't just hear, oh, cool guitars, cool drums. You listen and you can really relate. As soon as you play it, it takes you somewhere else. I love it when that happens. I love being able to feel that through music, which is why music is so amazing, because it can just take you somewhere else. It's a great escape, and Reload for me was a great escape. Okay guys, so that leaves Death Magnetic. Okay, when it first came out, I was excited. I listened to it. It was a very loud album. Like, the production of the album was very loud, which I loved, because even when you had it on quiet, it was still loud, and then when you put it loud, it was really loud, which is great because loud is good. And the songs, some real great songs on there. For example, Broken, Beaten, Scarred, Day That Never Comes, Unforgiven 3, which I believe was the final chapter of the Unforgivens, which was the kind of impression I got, and that was amazing. But it was the one thing was, it was one album I can't, still to this day, I can't really get into like the others. I like the album, I like some of the songs on there, but it's just not one that I can really get into like I have done with previous albums. For example, say Reload, Saint Anger. I can't really get into it that much, but it was a great album. I mean, again, some people weren't a fan of it. The guitar tones I didn't like. They changed it up a little bit. But for me, it was great. I saw them on that tour. It was brilliant. We've got tickets for £5. £5 to go see Metallica. That was just like the best day ever. And it was an indoor gig. They had the stage in the middle. And oh my God, it was loud. It was some of these songs that they played. Rob's bass would just rumble the whole place. And it was just amazing. It was a great atmosphere. The songs from that album are great live. I mean, The Day That Never Comes for me, that is a great live song. I love hearing that song live. But yeah, it's a good album. I loved it. It was loud. It was chuggy. It was very riffy. But I've just not been able to really get into it like I have a lot of the others. So there you go guys, that's the top 5 for now, and the rest, because like I said, it was so hard to stick one in front of the other as I got to the end. But I started to talk about why I like them, what they mean to me, because obviously music to me means a lot, and certain albums I could just really get lost in, which I think is amazing. So guys, so yeah, that's my list, my top 5 that I love, because we all know it changes. You know, it's always going to change. This is just for now, what I'm feeling right now, and obviously my reasons behind liking them. Again, if you disagree with me, just let me know, and then let me know what you think. Don't start being a dick about it, because then everyone just knows you're a dick. So now guys, as always, it's your turn. Comment below, let me know your excuse me. Comment below, let me know your top 5 or your top 10, if you can rank them all the way through to the top 10. Do it, that would be awesome. Or if you can't decide, just let me know your top favourite albums. Let me know why you like them. We'll discuss it, we'll chat, and we'll have a good time. So cheers for watching guys. Give it a thumbs up if you love Metallica, and if you enjoyed this video, that would be awesome. It would really mean a lot. And if you haven't already, come and subscribe and join the Riffmaster family. We'd love to have you. If you love hanging out, talking music, playing music, having fun, this is where you want to be. So hit that subscribe button and come and join. So take care everyone, and as always, rock out, be awesome, and I'll see you soon. See ya!